Attention snowbirds. I know when you go away, you probably want a concierge home watch service. Well, I have a special guest today, Home Watch by 3Palms, owned by Mark Brousseau, so stay tuned. Okay, Mark, thank you for being on the channel. So I would like,
for having me.
You're welcome. I would love for people to get a feel for, because you know they're not here when you're watching their home,
right?
And they want the peace of mind that their home is looked after, and
Correct.
you know, preventative things, right? So that it's when they come down, everything's working fine. So tell us, like, give us the Cliff Notes version of what you kind of do.
Well, basically, I'm sure every homeowner when they leave would love to come back to the home at least being the same way they left it, or maybe even better. What I do is I'm basically your eyes, ears, and nose while you're gone. And I'm looking for visual things. I'm not I'm not a home inspector. I'm not a caretaker. I'm here to make sure that, you know, nothing obvious has happened. You know, I'll be checking roofs and windows and doors and gates, making sure there's no intruders, making sure someone hasn't snuck in and decided to make this their home. I'll walk around, I'll do visuals, make sure everything looks kind of make sure everything's locked down before I even think about entering the property.
Also, do you probably do like post tropical storms or post hurricane checkups and stuff like that? That's good.
You know, I'll do what the homeowner is comfortable with, but I mean, a lot of them have hurricane shutters. Some people leave and some have to leave in a hurry and their furniture's still out. So, you know, I bring the furniture in.
Oh, good.
If they have hurricane shutters, you know, that's a little extra charge.
Do we call a guy, or can you put those up?
Well, it depends. Some of them are electrical. You just push a button.
Well, yeah,
some are accordion, which, you know, aren't too bad. And then some of them are wood and you have to hang them. And
you got to call a guy.
It takes more than a person to do that.
Oh, that's,
you know?
I mean, some of these are really big projects, so you would need to.
Oh,
so let's just kind of start from the outside and
on
show.
A home like this, what I would do, like I said, I would start off. I would look, you know, try to get a good roof line view, and just make sure. I mean, there's no gutters here,
right?
But if there were more trees and gutters, I want to see if any branches might have fallen, come down, and maybe, you know, crush the gutter and things like that.
Do you have like a full report that you send them, or
yes, I do. Actually, while I'm here, it's in my phone. There's a checklist that I go through, and at the end, I hit send, and it's sent right to them directly. They get it via email or text. It'll have supporting pictures if I find a problem, you know, I'll have a picture with it, like I found a leak here, I found some bugs here. I have a good rapport with everyone in the industry, you know, from AC people, plumbers, and
to realtors,
contractors. And so if they want me to call mine, or if they can't get theirs to get here quick enough, you know, I got cell phones on a lot of these people. I can call, and we could use mine. And you know, if it's more of an emergency,
it depends on the customer and how often, or you know, because some people are only here like once or twice a year or whatever, and they're really snowbirds, and they just vacation and they don't rent them out. And so you probably see the gamut of, you know, the frequency, right? Like how frequent do you go to someone's house? Like what, as we kind of walk around here?
Believe it, once a week. So it's 4 times a month. The things that I have found, the damage that I have found in the course of 1 week is amazing.
I feel like for people that are, you know, not here, that they need eyes and ears. You know, they can't always call on their friend or their neighbor. Well, it's good to just pay someone for their service, and it's peace of mind, like I said. So
it is. And, you know, it comes with reports weekly. Here's another issue with insurance companies.
Oh, golly.
In the documentation, depending on the company, they won't honor claims if the place has been vacant, just as an example, for 30 days. You know, they're all a little bit different, but they won't honor the claim.
But if you have a report saying that someone was there, nice, high five.
Yeah, timestamp. No, it says what day, what time.
This is really good for people to know. I didn't really think about that.
The other thing I do too is I take a picture at the end with my hand on the shutoff to the water.
Yeah.
So that's timestamped. So, and the reason I do that, because you have cleaners that come in. They left the water on. I come in and it's a disaster. Something happened. And then
this is my worst
how
nightmare.
do you prove who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I cover myself that way.
We're in the garage now. Clearly this is an electrical panel. Now what do we do here?
Well, I just checking to see if there are any breakers that are popped.
Okay.
That's where I start first. Because right there is going to, we have an issue inside. Okay, so I want to make sure that, you know, everything, they face each
Lines
other.
up.
That's okay. So the first thing I check is the panel, and then on the irrigation, if we had lost power here, this clock would be flashing, which is another issue. Now I have to look at refrigeration, the freezers, how long was it out, did the food thaw, if there was food left.
If there's food.
It's not edible, got to take pictures, let the homeowner know. You know, so I always check these two things first. So it looks like we didn't lose power, and all the breakers.
That's smart. See, I wouldn't think to necessarily go here.
And then I work my way into the house.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I always do a visual. I mean, just to make sure nothing's leaking through the ceiling. I could have a leak right now, but it takes time to get it through the sheetrock. It's got to saturate the sheetrock and then work its way down. Okay,
so now we're inside. What's like the next step?
Well, the next step would be checking the thermostat. We kind of got lucky today. We walked in, it's on, it's running. It's at 75.
So do you recommend, and like we have our recommendations for people, and that is if they're gone from their house for a period of time, do you recommend setting it at 78?
Well, you know, no, 78 is too high. Condos and homes are different too, but right on your FP&L bill, it'll actually tell you if it's a condo. Yeah, if you ever look for it, it'll tell you, you know, don't go any higher than a 76, or whatever that number is.
Really? If you're gone for long periods of time?
Yes, because it's all about humidity. There are ways of taking care of that. You can either have a you know, there's built-in dehumidifiers that you can hook into.
Do those really work? Because some people don't think they do. You love them.
Where I'm at, I have 3 people that did it. They were 3 problem condos, and we could never get it right. I haven't heard anything.
Dare we say where? No, we don't do.
Yeah, no, it's on the
island.
It's on the island. Okay. Oh yeah, they definitely work.
Lots of AC coverage. Okay, moving along.
Okay.
What you got there?
It's a moisture meter.
Oh,
yeah.
Moisture meter. You're from the Northeast. Anyway, I had to put that up. I knew that.
You knew that. I mean, I'm not. These remediation companies have their own meters. They have meters like this. They have the ones with the prongs that go into the wall. I use this, I bought, just so that we have, like I said, we have plenty of storms in the summertime.
I know.
And I'd like to be able to catch any potential mold from storms before, because it takes time for the water to penetrate through the wall. And with this meter, I could, you know, look around, and if there's dampness in it, it will come up.
Okay. By the way, as a side note, on the new sliders, the impact sliders that you see, that's why they have a huge lip at the bottom, so you're stepping over them. It's for that wind and the water intrusion.
But what I would normally do at this point is I would have the water on, which this house has it on because they let us use it, and I would just run what I call the water closets. So that would be the kitchen, the bathroom, anything that has a faucet. So in every room, I'm always looking ceiling, walls, and floors. Okay, so I'm looking to see if anything happened above. I'm looking at the walls, anything on the floors. I'm looking at the AC registers. Sometimes you'll see black mold spots start coming out, and it may be from a place, in a place that hasn't been maintained. Then bugs, you know, you'll see ghost ants and different kind of ants. Termites. I was in a termite business. So I can pick those out pretty quick.
We've got termites here too, folks. This is why when we have a home inspection, we do the termite inspection.
Termites it's huge in Florida.
It's huge.
Huge. Can they say that in Massachusetts?
You can say it, it's huge.
But it's huge. So it's basically, like I said, it's a visual. I'll run the garbage disposal with the water running, just to make sure that runs.
And the toilets, like, if the toilets sit for a while, it kind of gets like, you know.
Well, the sinks too. Nice. I mean, the sinks with the trap, you want to run the water in there so it refreshes the water.
Let me see you use this thing.
I'll just give you an idea. We'll take a look at this slider. And again, this has the overhang, so you don't have the water directly coming in. But if this wasn't here and it was raining, it would end up in that trap.
Yes.
And what happens, because sliders move, water will go underneath, unfortunately. And depending on which way it's leaning, say it's leaning that way, that water's going to end up in this corner. And what will happen, it'll start sponging up this wall. But you won't see it, you know? So with this,
you just aim it to the.
Yeah, you just look at the area, and if there's anything, you can see here is the plant.
Okay, the plant's blue, and then if
But
it's.
see, any change in color, and see how that's all green
Yeah. Is that
over there? That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, if there was water on those corners, okay, you would not right now. It's showing blue, and that's all about temperature. Okay, you would see a whole different color, and you would see it, you know, coming up a wall. It's just from experience. I know that, you know, it's, okay, we have an issue there.
So then, what does somebody have to do to get rid of that? Do they have to go into the drywall?
Well, yeah, you have to cut it out.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, you can take the baseboard off, cut it, dry it out, bleach it, put it back, repaint.
But by you coming here, let's say within a week or even 30 days, hopefully it won't exacerbate and be the whole wall or get worse. Like
so what I would do is take a picture. You can take a picture with this, and that would be part of my report. Look what I found over here. We're not going to see anything maybe for a week or two, but I want to let you know that water got in there.
Yeah.
So when you come back and you start seeing black spots, you know, I
no
recorded.
good.
So it was up to you, you know.
By the way, this goes in line with, we just did the movers video with David Valente.
Yep.
They actually help take the personal items out and store them while people like him are finding the stuff and then remediating it. We've got people for everything. So to help, you know, it's already a stressful situation if you find something, and so we've got other assistants to help the homeowners. I think the most important thing you've said today, and we'll put the rest of what you do in our show notes, but I think the biggest takeaway for me as a longtime realtor is the 30-day thing with the insurance.
With the insurance, yes. And again, they're all written differently. It might be 30, it could be 45.
Right.
But people don't pay attention to that. You don't really think of that until something happens. And like I said, I've been doing weekly for like 7 years that I've been doing it.
Yeah.
And I have caught so many incredible things that, I mean, the damage is already done in a week.
It's just
well,
amazing.
for instance, I know just last week I walked out, I checked on a place on a Wednesday, and on Friday I got a call saying the AC was done. I'm like, well, I got pictures and everything.
It can happen like that, though.
It happened on Thursday or Friday. But if they were not there, I would catch that the following Wednesday, and it would be very high. And now we're looking at, you know, potential problems.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not trying to scare anyone or anything, but it's and you know what else I do is like key holder stuff. You know, the AC maintenance, the AC guy has to come in. You guys are in Chicago. I let the guy, you know, and again, at a price, but you know, I'm the key holder guy, cleaning people before they come back.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
A lot of times people would want their outside power wash, like this area here. If it's 6, 7 months, and some of them this year sat 9 months because of the hurricane. You don't want to come home to that. So you power wash that. Your car is sitting in the garage 6 months.
But you run cars for people too?
I don't run cars, but what I'll do is put what they call a trickle charger on it.
Okay.
So that the battery is maintained. If you want me to rinse it off, you know, I can back it out. But if you want something to detail it, at least we know it's going to start.
Right.
You know, if you don't do anything, it's going to be dead.
Right.
I guarantee you, it will be dead. The other thing we do too is say we have someone coming in late on a Friday night, and they, you know, if they want us to put, you know, something in the fridge for them, so they can have some eggs in the morning and some toast and all that, you know, and maybe drinks. Yeah.
You do all that too? If you're on the way?
I'm not going to do a very big list, but enough so that they don't feel like they have to, you know, they come, relax, have a drink, get up in the morning, make some toast and eggs before they go in.
Okay, that's nice. It's sort of like a concierge. I mean,
yeah,
and you're getting paid for it, and it's whatever, you know, whatever makes them feel welcome in their own home.
It's, you know, if you because these fridges will be empty.
Yeah.
Because they've been gone for 6 months. There's no water in there.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, things like that can be done.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on today's show. We appreciate it. And we will put your information in the show notes, but how do people get a hold of you?
Well, I have a website. My website is homewatchby3palms.com.
Homewatch by 3, the number 3.
Palms, yep.
.com.
And
the best number to reach you?
It would be 941-302-4024.
Highly recommend. And you guys, thank you again for watching the channel. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Share with anybody who might need Mark's services, and click the link below, ShaylaTwit.com.